Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode of Harry Potter Wizards Unite. Today we are talking about XP. How do you level up as fast as possible in this game so you can be able to boost up your character so you'll be able to take on some of the higher fortresses and improve your chances of dealing with the foundables that you encounter. So we're going to get into that. If you want to keep up to date with any other content related to Wizards Unite, make sure to hit subscribe because I'll be putting out a ton of content like this. But let's get into how to level up. So just to give some perspective on how much experience is needed to level up before we get into the experience that you actually get from some of the encounters and the way you spellcast, it's going to cost you 2,250 for your first level to, your first level advancement from level 1 to level 2. Then it goes up by 100, then another 50 to make 2,400 experience to get to level 4. 4,000 experience to get to level 5, and it goes up by 1,000 each time until you get to level 9, where it requires an extra 2,000 on top of the level 8. 10,000 experience will get you to level 10. So that will give you just some idea of how much this experience relates to leveling up, so how many of these traces you're going to have to encounter. So if we look then at this list, we can see that the different traces you face will give different varied experience. The traces are determined by the severity, so that's your clock, that the ministry hand that goes around and goes to green, blue, I think there's in there, and then there's orange and red being the severe and emergency being the highest rating. As you can see there, the lower traces that you'll encounter, if you imagine these like the Pidgeys, will give you 50 experience each time you successfully deal with it. 75 experience for the mediums and 150 experience for high, 250 experience for traces for the severe. Emergency, we don't have the data on that. As soon as I figure that out, I'll pin it in the comments below. So it's going to take you 2,500, about 2,250. That's going to cost you, if you encountered 9 severe traces, which you're probably not going to do, that would be enough to level up to level 1. If you're just purely dealing with lows, that's going to take some quick maths. 40, 50, 45 low trace encounters. So you're going to have to encounter 45 foundables to get to from level 0, level 1 to level 2. But that's not taking into account that you will get bonuses on your first cast. So if you successfully cast and capture it on the first one, that will give you 10 XP. Bonus fair, so if you do a fairly good cast, you'll get 10 XP. Good cast will give you 20, and great cast will give you 50 experience. 100 experience will go to if you can get a masterful. So this will be, based on speed and accuracy. The quicker you are able to cast the different, Wingardium Leviosa, Depulso, the quicker you cast it, the more experience you will get. That is kind of like the equivalent of great throw, excellent throw, and so you get those bonuses. So that first cast, it looks like the first cast you get 10 XP anyway. You get 250 XP if you deal with it on its first cast, which is a ton. So actually, if you deal with let's say you get low traces and you get 250 experience because you get it on the first time, so you could probably use some potions to help out with that to improve your cast ability and success of capture or dealing with the foundable. That will give you 300 experience plus the 30, almost 400, 350 experience almost. So you probably only have to encounter like less than 10 and successfully deal with that to get from level 1 to level 2. And we also have added experience for oddities. So there are 4 different oddities: pixies, centaur, vampire, and werewolf at the moment, and these will give different experience. So 50 experience for a pixie, 100 experience for dealing with a centaur, 150 for a vampire, and 150 for a werewolf. I imagine these are based on your fortress encounters, so you'll encounter oddities in fortresses. So if you deal with one successfully, you can get a pretty good amount of experience from that. And fortresses might be a way of getting a good stable source of experience. If you're going to be doing that, you're probably going to need a ton of runestones. There's also rank experience, which differs from a player's experience. Leveling up ranks will reward scrolls, which are used to upgrade your skill tree. These are your abilities, so increased damage, increased defense percentage, and runestones. One can decide to level up his rank more than one level at a time for more scrolls and a higher level. The maximum level in the game has been reported to be level 60, which would allow for a longer progression than Pokemon Go. And if we look back at this list of what we have so far, it's thought that level 60 will require 1.5 million experience, which is not too high considering like level 40 on level 39 to 40 is, I believe, 5 million experience in itself. 1 million doesn't account for it. Looks like there's fairly steady progression throughout it, and there's not any big like where it doubles the amount of experience that you have to get, which I think will be better because we'll get more consistent rewards with leveling up. I think I'd rather stretch it out over 60 than have 0 to 40 and less rewards along the way. How can you improve your ability to gain experience then? You're going to be needing to use your Baruffalo's Brain Elixir. So if we go check this out in the potions in our vault, we have a Baruffalo's Brain Elixir. I've got 16. So this grants you extra wizarding experience from each trace and port key that you complete. So if we go to these are your port keys, are the things that these are the equivalent of your eggs in Pokemon Go. You can use your key. You get a gold key that's unlimited. It's like your unlimited incubator, and silver keys that will give you a one-time, opening of a portman key. Now you'll want to use your Brain Buffalo's Elixir when you're timing it with the opening of port keys. So port keys can give experience. So when you step through into the other realm, you are able to tap on 5 rack spurts, and you can see there you've got plus 50 experience. Now if you find another experience, you'll get ×2. So this guy's found an ingredient. If we go up, see we got experience there, and this time it's times by 2, which is 100 experience. Then in the final one, we've got 900 experience from that final one. Got a Gryffindor student as a reward, and it will detail your rewards as a max, what you've got from it. So we can see 1050, which is amazing when you put the Brain Elixir bonus on, because you've just got another 1050. That's going to be level 1 to level 2 straight away. So port keys are going to be a really great way of getting a ton of experience in one quick boost. If you set 5 portmanteaus off with the port keys and the silver keys, and you open them all at the same time with a Brain Buffalo Elixir, you can get a ton of experience within a short amount of time, and then use the rest 20 minutes that you've got with the Brain Buffalo's Elixir to go around finding foundables and level up. By the time you've done that, it's very likely that you will have leveled up in the early stages enough to get another Brain Buffalo's Elixir, or your port keys, rinse and repeat, and you can get yourself a lot of experience. So it's probably the best way, I think, of getting a ton of experience in a short amount of time. Next, I think you probably want to just go look for encounters, and the rarer traces will be the things that will be the best. You want to be using your potions and constantly brewing them so that you can get use some of those potions to give you the best chance of getting the first catch bonus. So when you're casting it, and you deal with the foundable straight away. Apart from that, those are the ways that you can get experience, and hopefully that's helpful for you. Make sure you put in that Brain Buffalo's Elixir and timing it nicely with your port keys. And when you're casting, just try and make sure that you're accurate and going at a good speed to get a good catch bonus with that, and try and get it on your first catch by using some potions. Okay, but that's all for this one. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If it has been helpful, please hit the like button and hit subscribe if you want to keep up to date with future content like this. And a massive thank you to Wizards Unite Hub, who provided with some of the information, Jibs Entertainment, and there's Wizards Unite World, who's a really good place to go to for any of your wizarding needs for tips and strategies. Okay, so for this one, see you guys soon.